So everybody always in the end kind of questions what Satanism means in this world. In this world, you see, just like this. These are the two pillars of life, you know. They're one pillar, one is black, one is white. It brings equilibrium. But I was wondering what Satanism and what Satan as an archetype really means to this world. Well, he's a dark force, and Westerners are afraid of this dark force because they think it's destructive and evil. But in reality, the Western belief is kind of distorted from, compared to Eastern belief. And in Eastern belief, the Easterns believed that darkness meant power, and it meant, anything strong, like anything that has power was dark. Kind of like it's just ancient, the cube of Saturn, which is ancient. I mean, like I can't really name anything that's not Western, but yeah. But what does Satan represent in this world? Well, Satan, to me, to anybody that makes sense, that's completely more rational and more atheistic or on their own path in life, rather than just, accepting what's there and not questioning it, like most Christians. Satanism means revitalism, like reviving old ideas, like old pagan ideas, or like cultural ideas, and almost all representing the opposite, which is black, which means kind of like its own interesting power. Like that's the only way you can describe it, is interesting. And it's just not really, the Eastern belief is not evil, because the Westerners just made the devil up. I guess the Westerners aren't just as wise as normal people. And most of the ideas from the Eastern, it's just kind of all of it. Like Satan represents good and evil, or the idea that good and evil is dualism, and dualism is not unnecessary. It could mean like anything, like it could mean like anything. Like dualism is evil, so it's kind of like black and white at the same time. You just have to accept that there are many different paths in life, and people just refuse to admit that darkness is just not evil, and they just refuse to admit that people are on their own goddamn paths. And Satanism to the Westerner just means evil, when reality is kind of like a black embedded with gold on the outlines, that type of ideal. And in the center sometimes there might be some red, some red outlinings too. But in the end, Satan just represents revivalist ideas. Like Satan. If you get into Satanism, then you're into the opposite of what's normal. Then you kind of want to be a revivalist or a revival. You won't just want to revive all the old beliefs that you see fit, like skull worship, or shamanism, stargazing, like stuff like, or like just look at the pyramids and think of Imhotep, the ancient Egyptian pyramid builder. He was the architect. And just all this stuff, like good and light, is kind of a mixture of everything. Because that's just life. Everybody has to understand that. And some people just try to force you into the light. They force you onto their path. Satan represents going on your own independence. And there are people that don't want you to go on your own path. That's what everybody has to learn, is that there's people that will trick you away from your own path and make you join their path. Just think about it. Everybody always kind of has to think about it in the end, because everybody has their own path.